How about that for a new intro? Had to change it up, folks. YouTube hit me up for copyright infringement for that music that was playing. I got it for free from them, but I guess the creator changed his mind and he wants something for it now. So we got the blip. Anyways, I'm here. It's Thursday. Taylor was here. You there, Taylor?
I'm here.
She's there. How you doing? Great to have you. In between holidays, I love this trading. Oops, my hands are everywhere. I'm John Zidar. This is Taylor, and we're here for you folks. All week, I bring you stocks that I think are hot. And all week, you're saying, why don't you cover this one? Why don't you cover that one? So this gives you a chance to throw it in our lap. I'm going to go over the information briefly. All right, we've only got about an hour. We'll stretch it a little more than that. And we'll try to get through this quickly and smoothly. But we do want to learn a little bit here. We do want to have some fun. So don't rush me too much. Plus, I want to give you your money's worth here. We've got a lot of die-hard followers that have jumped in here early with their tickers. I sure appreciate that. It gives me more time to look, and I do like doing my research. So you guys that come in last, I appreciate you being here, Roaring Kitty. Your MBOT, it got in here last, but I did get some good DD on it. You too, Velmore. You got a job, hon? You used to be first in line, but it's good seeing all of you. Kishera, the underdog. Folks, if it wasn't for you, I'd just be wasting my time here. So let's jump on into this. First one we have lined up, and I can't remember. This probably came from Kishera. She was here first. Actually, I think Underdog was, but I saw your post, and then it disappeared. Kishera's came in, and then yours came back. I think I'm remembering that right. So we are looking at ASTI, ticker ASTI, Ascent Solar Technologies. Finished today at 88.5 cents. Was up a little bit, about 2%. Major exchange, penny stock. You get to trade it for free, trade it on the pre-market, aftermarket periods. Lots more volume up on the major exchanges and a lot more money. So trading these major exchange penny stocks, they are pretty prudent. So this company, as it sounds, is into solar technology. Specifically, they have got this flexible solar panel, and they're using it for all sorts of things. But what is the big news right now is it's being found to be compatible in space. I don't know how they're using it, but all the news you're going to see is about it working in space, which is going to be huge, big money. Let's get some basic information about the company first. Relative volume today jumped a little bit from 106,000 to 133,000. Share structure. Oh, yeah. As you can see here, it's ridiculously low. Now, we're on the NASDAQ, folks. This is 344,000. Now, I jumped into, let's see if I can find it here. Right here. All right, they did a reverse split back on September 11th. It was a 1 in 200. That's how we got this super small float. Now here, maybe they're just rounding it off, but they said they went from 92 million down to 500,000, 500,000. But they may have been rounding that off. In either case, it's under the bare minimum. You cannot have less than 1 million shares in the float. I'm not quite sure what the outstanding share count has to be, but they're under it. There's no way we can have a float of 1 million with only outstanding share count of 344,000. So right now, as it is, we've got a very great float that you can trade with. Think about it. If they sell just 1 million shares tomorrow, they have to sell all their shares 3 times over. 10 million, they would have to sell them 30 times over. Folks, you want to talk about a short squeeze run? This would be a legitimate squeeze, supply and demand. Now, they can fix this problem. It's real easy. All they got to do is put more shares on the market, a public offering. So I would expect a public offering. Let's see what else we got here. Financials. Hit that button again. They're making money, and it's doubled over the last year, not counting 2023, going from 600,000. There's 3 zeros you got to add to any of the numbers on these charts, to 1.2 million. Problem is they're not making a profit. They're losing money. Quarterly, they are picking up their revenues. They're growing, but their profits aren't going anywhere but downhill. Balance sheet, they've got 2.2 million in the bank, about 11 million in assets and 14 million in liabilities, which gives us 3 million in deficit. So we're holding the bag with this stock. Looking at the disclosures, we got some 8Ks here. Let's see if I had any information there. This 8K, probably don't need it, or else I would have brought it up if we actually needed it.
Hey, John, was there anything from around October 24th of this year?
October 24th. Let's see here. Oh, geez. October. Yeah, October 23rd, the U.S. Department of Energy encourages Ascent Solar to submit a full application for federal funding of their agrivoltaic product, the one I just showed you a picture of, that flexible one. Yep, and that is what all the news is about, the progress that they've been making with this stuff towards space. There's just a lot of news here. They have a lot of different applications, and they're selling it for that. But the big news is that now we can use power from the sun for our spacecrafts out in space. And it seems to be working real well. Right up here to these last pieces of news. Ascent Solar CEO to attend Space Power Conference. The company completes first delivery of new increased efficiency material for testing. And then here on the 21st, the company achieves spaceflight heritage for its space solar PV array products on momentous blah, blah, blah. And I jumped into that. And it all went well. I don't know why they don't say that. And was there anything else we had here? I think that pretty much covers it. So they've got a hot product. I mean, you know, solar out in space just makes freaking sense. You don't want to be sending up anything nuclear, which supposedly there's laws against. You can't send any rocket with any nuclear material on it out into space. What would happen if it blew up? We'd have nuclear radiation coming down anywhere and everywhere. So they can't do that. So they've got to use some power out there. And I'm sure solar power is what most of them are using. And they're always tweaking it. And this company is getting funding by the Department of Defense. So I don't know how much it is. I couldn't find any numbers there, but it's going to be enough to keep them going, doing everything they need to do. So let's take a look at the chart for ASTI now.
Okay, hang on just one
I
second.
didn't give you a segue there, did I? I need a little.
No, sorry. I was getting there. I was looking at the stock split and what was going on. So here's that 1 to 200 split you were talking about, happened in September of this past year. And a little under 2 years ago, we had another one that was 1 for 5,000.
Yes, we did. I was going to bring that up at the top of my news, just at the end of the year.
So with all that, I mean, it's now these charts adjust. So we're over here at like $100 and something at the beginning of last year. So and now we're down here.
Don't trust that high number because
no, don't. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Most people don't know what an adjusted chart is. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. When they do a reverse split, you normally see a big green bar because they multiplied the price times 5,000 or 200. Mm-hmm. You don't see no big green bar where she showed you the split because they took all the numbers in the past, multiplied them times that divisible number of the split. And now you got this humongous $3 high up at $180 because they did a 1 in 60. Never hit there. It's false information as far as I'm concerned. I think
it's kind of misleading.
Yeah, it's completely misleading for someone who has no clue what they're doing.
Right. And someone looks at this and it's like, it was at $100 and something just not that long ago. I can become a multimillionaire. Let me just load. That's not how it works. So
exactly. It leads you to want to buy it because you think it has more potential than it really has.
Whoops. Oh, yeah. So let's drop it down to the 4 hour and see what's going on now. So we got to do a lot of adjusting so here we are at the 4 hour. So this is what has been going on lately. And we're zoomed in now.
It's sideways, ain't it?
We're very sideways. So
she's getting close, so she could be provoked, but she's still sideways.
Yeah. I hadn't really marked off. Let's see. Look, maybe here. Yeah, so I mean, we were having higher highs, but then kind of trailed off. I would say this area right here is a good support around between, I would say, 74 and 79 cents, like this little kind of this little area here. If it goes beyond this, I'd probably jump out. But right now, I don't really see anything that's like that would make me think, oh, let
What's the
me jump.
hourly look like? It's got to be looking
That.
sweeter on that hour. She's got to be just at a breakout point. She is, but she's still got a lot of sideways action.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see any real push on her. No volume. She's just going down the stream, bouncing off of the banks.
Right. So this 200 on the 1 hour is kind of flat and actually came up a little bit because we had a lot of volume in the last week or so. So you can see we've had like touches here, 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 here. I mean, quite a bit the last couple of months or month or so. I mean, yeah, obviously we've got some spikes. It does jump up, but it comes right back down. It's starting to kind of hug this line here. That's the 200 here. So yeah, that's what I'm seeing. I mean, there's not really a lot of volume.
No, I don't see anything.
When you come back down to this,
you
can just see it's really, really sideways. But then again, you know, we can always say what, you know, you get in at 79 and you sell at a dollar, it's like a 20% gain.
Well, you know, she was falling for a long time, I'm guessing, even with the adjustment. She is going sideways, which is a change of trend. She's not falling anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The 200 is getting close, which is normally, but as you just showed, it's been flat. She's had a lot of opportunities to jump.
Mm-hmm.
It's flat, but the news is big. I mean, if they get a contract with the U.S. government and the DOD is going to fund them for whatever it is they're going to do, I can't imagine that that's not going to increase their revenues by a huge lot, which is going to change the bottom line on stockholder equity. So if you're looking for something with potential, working with the government in solar energy and space sounds pretty big to me. And right now, the stock is at that, well, she could change point. It's pretty low. I would at least do some more due diligence if this is a sort of sector you're interested in. There could be some potential there before the chart pops.
Yep.
All right. You got anything else to say for that little guy?
That's it.
That's it. All right, we're going to look at VTBX. I just remembered where ASTI came from. That was a request off of, I think it was Twitter or somewhere else, but it did not come from Kashera. Kashera did ask for VTXB, though. This is Vortex Brands. She finished the day, a perfect buy price. If you like the company, you won't get a better buy price, really, 001. If she moves to 002, and that is just the smallest amount you can move on the chart, that's 100% gains. 100% going from 1 to 2. And remember, there's only one other digit on the other side of this. That's as far as these can go on the charts. So all that has to do is change once, and you're into money. Hit 3, hit 4, 200, 300% gains. We had 25% gains today. She's on the pink tier. She's current. She's got the validated information I always tell you about. That's the only validated information you'll get with pinks. That's a safeguard right there. So this looks good. So what is Vortex Brands about? They say they are into mining Bitcoin in a nutshell here. Now, let me see. Looking at their news, I've gone back to May here. Vortex Brands launches AI bot for Bitcoin trading and mining. The company announces new quarterly cash dividend. Now, this was kind of interesting. Most of this news here is about this dividend. Now, the price right now is 001. They came up with a dividend of 503. That is 0.00000, 5 zeros, 503. Then they increased it 33%, which took it to 504. What that means is you are getting 504 dividend for every share you own, which equivalates out to 1 penny for every 2,500 shares. That is the dividend. That's what all this news is about here. Now, they have increased their bit mining capacity. Here on June 28th, they said they doubled their current capacity. And then here in July, they said they then increased it even 35% more. So whatever they're doing it stronger, but we don't have any current news. That is as current as we get up to July here. Did I get anything else here that I could share? No, I just got done telling you there that was about their dividend. And I don't think there was anything else over here, or else I would have grabbed it up. No, this stuff is all old. So, what we really need to do is to probably dive into one of their financials. If they're a Bitcoin mining company, they've been accumulating Bitcoins. You'll be able to see how many Bitcoins they have. I'm surprised they don't put that in news. Every other Bitcoin mining company does. They'll tell you, for this month, we got this many coins worth this much. And they don't need customers. They don't need advertising. They're just working in the mines, pulling out gold coins, Bitcoin. So their revenues are normally low, but their assets are strong. And as long as Bitcoin keeps going up, and it looks like it is, it looks like it just keeps rising right now, slow and steady. All of these Bitcoin mining companies are doing well. I saw Wolf today, WULF, climbing well. Saw a couple others doing very well. Over the last month, they've taken huge gains. So even if you're not into Bitcoin, this is a way to take advantage of the rise in Bitcoin. Get involved with these companies that are mining Bitcoin. All right, let's take a look at the chart for VTXB. She had a 37.25% gain today.
Yeah, so
just moved. There must be aftermarket activity.
There might be.
Yeah, on the small chart you'll see it. You won't see it on no daily chart.
Well, this is I was looking at this because it's on a delayed one because it's OTC. So I was just looking. Anyway, so this is the daily chart.
Taylor.
We have a bottom of 0002, it looks like.
Taylor.
So I've marked off a couple of points here.
Taylor.
What?
You got ASTI up, honey. We need VTBX.
It's up.
I see ASTI.
Oh, whoops. Sorry. So I've marked off the bottom at 0002. You see it now? I'm so sorry.
Yeah,
I forgot to I'm so sorry, everybody. I'm so sorry. My fault. So down here, 0002 is the absolute lowest it's been ever, from what I can see. It's been around a long time. I was looking at these dividends when you were talking. This company's been around since 2000, so that's actually kind of surprising. This Bitcoin mining company.
That's about Bitcoin got around, wasn't it?
Yeah, so that's like, I mean, if they got in on the ground floor, I'm surprised that they're not having more success. So yeah, this was a crazy jump today. So looks like it opened at 0006, give or take, and went all the way up to 0013, and then ended at 0009 or 001, depending on the after hours activity. So it did have quite a run. Actually, it's happened the last few days. It started to show some life last Friday, so about a week ago. So it's been running. We can drop it down to the 4-hour, and you can see that. There's the 200. So it's just been kind of there at the support level, and it's just jumped this last week. So if we drop it down to the 1-hour, it's even more how we've gotten a lot more growth here.
It's become a rocket stock.
Mm-hmm. So this was, before the news came out or whatever, the new, whatever it was that woke it up, this was what the 0004 to 0013 is what, 200% gain, 300%, 200%. Yeah.
Yeah, 300%.
Yeah, 300%.
And that's all based on Bitcoin rising. And that's all you need. You just look at Bitcoin today and see your chart.
Yeah.
And these guys are going to run because the more Bitcoin goes up, they don't even have to get any more Bitcoin. What they already own is increasing in value.
Right.
Easy money.
Yeah, so if you just keep an eye on Bitcoin, then these Bitcoin stocks.
Taking a dip. She took a dip. I mean, that's good. She didn't just come tumbling back down to earth after that serious run. She's just come down some. You got to expect that. You can't keep running straight up.
Right, and it's pullbacks are healthy. It's a good thing.
That's right.
Need that.
That's right.
Because if it were
what are we looking at there? An hour?
Huh? Yeah, this is the hourly. You want to drop it down a little more, 15 minutes?
Yeah, for our daily traders, we want to see that day and know what's going to expect.
Sure, here's the 15-minute. This actually looks like a nice little bull flag forming here, like a little wedge here. Not bad.
I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like she's just come down to a strong SMA and bouncing off of it.
Yeah, I like this.
Yeah, so she's definitely one to watch simply because Bitcoin is climbing. That's her catalyst. She doesn't need news. You don't have to check the filings, just check the price of Bitcoin. Although I would be interested to know this particular company. How many coins do they have? How much are they producing? We didn't get any of that. Most of these Bitcoin mining companies brag about that. That's the only news they got. So you may want to check into that just by looking into their financials. All right, let's jump into that next one. Yes, you got me there. Perfect. Lined up too. This is BBAI. This is another one that came from Twitter, I think it was. This is Big Bear AI. They're working with artificial intelligence, obviously. Finished today at $2.33, almost 10.5% gains. Another penny stock on the major exchange. This one is on the New York Stock Exchange. So what is this company about? They are a leading provider of AI-powered military and business intelligence solutions, serving markets such as global supply chain, logistics, autonomous systems, and cybersecurity. The U.S. government and commercial enterprises rely on Big Bear's predictive analytics and AI capabilities. They got the right clientele, people who are going to pay good for their services. So let's get some basic information. Relative volume for the company. Nice. We got almost a 300% increase in volume, jumping from just over 2 million to just over 6 million. Share structure, not a bad share count. I don't know what the float is. Outstanding share count's 156 million. It's not going to be any higher than that, and it could be considerably less. Market cap, 330 million. Looking at the financials, oh, we don't get anything here. And I think I was prepared for that. Yeah, I've come over here to Yahoo, so we can at least get an idea. Last year, they did 155. We got 3 zeros we got to put here too. So that's 155 million. Compared to the year before, they were up. Compared before the year there, they were way up. And this TTM is trailing 12 months. So from here, 12 months back, a year's worth of revenues, they got 148 million. Which they're running a little bit behind compared to last year. What else we got going on over here? Taking a look at their news. Got 3 pieces of news that caught my attention. AI stocks gain ground as HP Enterprise CEO says tech has reached inflection point. The inflection point, AI is coming to a crucial point where it's been around long enough to teach itself enough to where it can start doing more than we expected and more than we can understand. It is a scary point to be because AI can start taking the lead now. So it is something to watch. Businesses are going to grow from it. We should see some great advancements in healthcare and all sorts of things, maybe even some better laws. I mean, put AI to good use. Let's not just use it for the stupid stuff. Big Bear AI to work with Amazon Web Services, which is what AWS is. You see a lot of companies hooking into AWS. It's been around for a long time. I don't understand it, but it is a service that everybody wants to be a part of. And then here on the 12th of December, Big Bear awarded let's call it $18 million extension on phase 2 of U.S. Army GFIM OTA, enhancing the data layer and critical functionality. A lot of big words, but I understood the money part. They're getting more money for another government contract. And that's all it takes. If you can get in the door with the government and lots of different agencies want to use what you're using, goodness gracious, you're going to be in the money for big, long periods of time. So BBAI is looking good in that regard. She has a lot of potential. Let's see. I got one more here. Yes, we were going through the filings, me, myself, and I, over here looking for those Form 4s. There were a lot of Form 4s here, but there was only one purchase. I'm just not sharing the good with you. There were a lot of sales here. There were other things too. Form 4s are when they acquire or dispose of shares. And they can do that in a lot of ways. As traders, we're interested when they buy them and sell them. Well, there were a lot of sells, but they're all small. 15,000 out of 738,000. You know, and I keep telling you, when you see this, it's the economics, it's the crunch, it's hitting everybody. They're paying bills just like we are, and they got to liquidate a little bit. So I don't think it has anything to do with the company. But this is a buy. I think this has something to do with the company. This is Brandon Joyce. She is a director. That P there tells you she purchased them. S for sale, P for purchase, any other letter, it ain't a buy or a sell. She just bought herself 50,000 shares at $1.92 a share. She's now got herself, you can see it over here in the corner, 305,000 shares. And she bought them at 192. What's the current price? 233. She bought them at a good time. And that's normally what people are expecting. When insiders make a purchase, you expect that there's something going to happen. Now, that doesn't necessarily go hand in hand, but they're not wasting their money. I'll tell you that much. So we always like to see a buy. Anything else we got going here? Did we cover everything? I do.
Can you go back kind of, well, is there a way to see anything from January of this year?
Of this year? Quite possibly. It all depends how they're being quite, well, they've got a lot of news here, for goodness sake. All right, all that news you see right there, folks, is from 2 months. So the company definitely keeps up with communication, and that's a big thing. You don't want to be with these companies that write to you twice a year. This goes back. If I click it fast enough, we may be able to get there before the show's done. Pushing as fast as I can. You can see smoke coming off of my mouse. It's squeaking. There. All right. What particular day in January?
Maybe January 12th.
Closest we get to that are a bunch of Form 4s. These aren't P's or F's from what I can see. Or P or S's. They are F's. Here's an 8K, but this is like a week and a half before change of management. No, from the filing standpoint, I don't see anything. Yeah, I see an effect on the 18th, which would tell me they were putting more shares on the market. A test run right there. I see an S3 here. They did put some more shares in the market, but that's the end of the month. So no, not right around the 12th. There was nothing here, and I can't see it on the news. You might as well share that chart because I do believe that covers everything we need to look at.
Yeah, so on January 12th, the reason I asked is because we had this enormous spike in volume, as you can see. It opened at around 76 cents and closed at $3.31 that day.
And there's no reverse split.
No reverse split. No, there hasn't been. I looked all over. This last run, I think, might have been due to this good earnings report, possibly.
Sure, that can't hurt.
Yeah. So yeah, because this poor earnings report kind of went down. Not good.
Well, yeah, so we do see that the market reacts to the reports. Good reports.
Yeah, this one does. Yeah. Some of them don't react really, or they don't really have a lot of volume around those. So the next one coming up is expected in March.
Okay.
So that's what's going on here. So let's zoom in a little bit. So, wow, look at that.
Looking good. But
yeah, that looks nice.
Wow, that's a run.
Yeah. And we're above here, this 200. All these are lined up now.
Yes.
That's nice.
Solid green volume coming in.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody wanting to sell yet.
Yeah, it looks really good. When you bring it down to a different time frame at the daily chart, look kind of. Yeah, so I mean, we do have this big run, and I like this support area. So that actually looked really nice. It looked good on the 4-hour as well.
Did that run on the 12th?
Right.
Is that when the run started around December 12?
Like this latest one?
I'm just wondering because that was when the 17-18 million was declared, a new contract with the government.
Yeah, right here was the 12th. So it went up, came back down to the support, and then ran. That's exactly what happened.
Wow.
This would be the 12th right here.
Yeah, so it was a lame duck for a little bit because that's big news to me. That's in the door. It's not a
Okay.
discussion, and it sounds like an extension, which means they're already doing business. They're just
Just
keeping it
business.
going, which is the best you can hope for.
Yeah.
Oh, she's looking strong. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
that scares me to see a strong run. I am waiting for a pullback before I want to enter something that far into the run. But it's definitely worthy of putting on your watch list. AI is exploding. I mean, this is going to be big,
Mm-hmm.
folks. And we're at that point where they're starting to realize what AI has the capabilities of doing, and we don't have a clue. If we're impressed now, just wait till the real stuff hits the fan. Yeah,
Right.
I'm going to put this on my watch list. It's been on my watch list before. I don't know why it dropped off, but I'm liking this. Like I said, the right clients. It's not for us, which we're good clients too, but we can't pay as much as the government can, and they never seem to run out of money. Even when they go belly up, they always seem to print enough money to cover their bills.
Okay. Next.
Next, I'm ready, I guess. I'm ready. Let me close this one, open up. Yes. Okay, INTK. I'll let you find that comment. I can't remember.
Already up. Underdog.
There is no need to fear. This is INTK Industrial Nanotech. Finished today at a super low price. I would ignore it through the day because she's under 0005. She's at 0003. The lowest you can go is 0001. She went up 0001, which was 50%. So she went from 2 to 3. She's on the pink limited tier, which means she's late on one or more of her financials. She has to get those financials in time to FINRA, or she'll go down to the expert market. And you can't buy or sell it until she comes off. So if you're invested, you're stuck in that prison with them until they come out of the expert market. The company works. Now we're all right. Before I forget, let's just see what they're late on. Okay. Quarterly reports here. This is when they filed them. This is the period they filed for. Back up. I didn't mean to do that. So we're looking at what they are late on. I see we've got June here, March, December. I see the attorney letter for the annual report. So all of this is here. It looks like it's just the last one, the most recent one. That's the only one they're late on right now. So as soon as they get that in, and I don't think, nope, it's going to be a Q3 filing, so they won't need an attorney report to go with it. Those only go with annuals. So that's all. They just have one report, and it doesn't look like they have a problem with that. So it should get fixed rather quickly. Now, I am familiar with this company. I've talked about this company a long time ago. They've got some very interesting products. I do believe I've got a couple pictures up here. One of their products is called Talking Paint. Talking Paint is regular paint that changes color when it heats up. And it heats up with fire, steam, anything. You can put it on doors. So if there's a fire behind the door, you know it's hot. If you see it turn colors, don't touch the door. It starts to change colors before an eruption, so you can catch something before it explodes. They're finding a lot of good uses for this. They've also got these other weird types of chemicals that they use for coating inside of things, inside of ships, inside of exhaust pipes. It's insulation, antibacterial, anti-mold. They've got all these sort of neat products. So what sort of relative volume did the company do today? Double. That's not bad too. They jumped from 35 million to 71 million. Remembering though, for 0002, you get a 500,000 shares for $100. So you're looking down here at 16 buys today, right? Or over the month each day. Here we're looking at half of that, 35. So you got 35 people that made buys today. But it was a lot of shares, and it is an increase. Share structure for the company. Oh, we got a lot of shares here, folks. 5.2 billion shares outstanding. Great thing is, the insiders own about half of them, roughly 2.3 billion. We get about 3 billion of them. It's an enormous amount of shares. Market cap, even with all those shares at that price, which has barely over $1 million. Financials for the company. Oh, we got nothing recent on the annuals. That's 2018. Why is that? That's 2018. Why is that? We have nothing here. I wasn't ready for that. So you're going to have to jump into the most recent disclosures. Let me make sure they are current. Yeah, that's 2023 here. Why the OTC is not putting these up, I don't know. Just real quick, I mean, because we should have some numbers here. You can normally see what the float truly is here. It is 2.1 billion. Let's see, come down. Those are all the people that own shares in the company, not me and you, but people that do work for the company, investors. All right, assets, we got 11.5 million. Is this millions? Yeah, it is. Liabilities is half that. So we got positive stockholder equity, which is pretty impressive. We've got 5.5. Now, is this for, yes, this is all current up through June. Revenues is $141,000. There are no zeros to be added here, compared to the last quarter of 86,000. So they are increasing in revenues. We do want that information. That's bloody important. So we jumped into there and got that pretty quick. We see they're late on one of their financials. Not a big deal. If you see a yellow box jump up here that says grace period, they're in hot, hot, hot water. That means they got 15 days before they're thrown onto the expert market. And they don't tell you when it popped up. So how do you know when that 15 days is? Come over here to quote, click that, come down to proprietary quote eligibility. It'll say it right there, grace period, and it'll tell you the exact day, the last day they'll be on the OTC if they don't get that filing in. And that's an important piece of information if you're thinking about investing in the company. I think that pretty much covers everything. Yes. So let's go take a look at the chart for INTK. She had a big day. She jumped 50% today. I'm sure you can see it on the chart.
Yeah, so it looks like it opened at around 0002 and then closed at 0003. Is that what happened?
Yeah, that's
yeah,
what happened. Big move.
But we still are kind of like, this is kind of a barcode looking chart, obviously.
Well, what time chart are you on? The weekly?
This is the daily. I always start with the daily.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, at least it looks like a chart on the daily. When you come down to the 5 minute or 15, I'm sure it's just going to look like railroad tracks going down the long.
Yeah. So down here, the lowest it can go, 0001, and then 0002, 3, 4. So up here is 0007, and there was a lot of resistance around that area. So this is where we get to the 001, and there's been a few touches. But yeah, other than that, I mean, the 200 is coming down. It's kind of trying. It's going to slowly level off
here. With their revenues growing, on the long chart, you can see she's trying to break out over that 50. Like here, it's the 200. You came down. She is getting close to it. And you just showed us a very strong support at what? 0007, you said? That's strong.
Yeah, 0007. There was a lot of touches.
So we're looking at 150% gains from where we're at, and she is bouncing off the floor. You can see that was a strong bounce. That big green bar right there. So this may be a good time to look at a company that has a legitimate product, increasing in revenue strongly. That was like an 80% increase over quarter over quarter. The chart, it's sad, but it looks like it's trying to smile to me.
Let's see. Let's keep dropping it down. Yeah. So when you keep going down, it's going to look even more and more barcodey.
Stripes. Yeah.
So that's why I like to start with the larger time frame. So here's where we are now,
isn't she? She is breaking out right now. It's not a big breakout, but she's getting over that 200 again.
Right. So December 12th, I wasn't sorry. I will admit I didn't hear the date that you said that all those things were happening, but that's when all this started. It kind of woke up because we were hitting 0001 for a while. So like the beginning of December, end of November, and then December 12th is when we had that.
We did actually miss looking at the news. On the 12th, the company canceled a reverse split. They had planned on doing, if I remember here, a 1 in 2,000 reverse split.
Oh, okay.
So there was a party on the 12th. People were
And
just
that's what,
really
okay, then
excited.
that's what got this started. So,
Oh, there was even more news. The CEO canceled 29.5 billion of his own shares and retired them.
oh, okay.
Uncalculable. I know it's a cheap price, but that's a hell of a lot of shares, and they got rid of that reverse split. And I'm telling you, I'm sick of reverse splits. I really am.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of good things that we missed there. Those are definitely catalytic. So she's got reasons now to start coming off the floor. That explains that jump.
Right. So it was basically on the floor of floors at 0001. Now it's at 0002.
Right.
The
No,
floor
it's
is.
hovering over the floor, laying
Yeah,
on
yeah,
dark.
yeah. We're at the 0002, 0003-ish. That's going to be the floor we need to get, obviously, keep
But she broke
going.
that 200, and that's what we're looking for. No matter what the price is, when you break the 200, a lot of eyeballs start watching you. And if you got a catalyst behind you, you've got a reason to move. Normally, I don't like them because they don't move fast. But what if this does jump back up to 0007, goes back home real quick? That could be some quick money if you can get it at 0002. Wait for the dip. What? We're at 0003 right now. Oh, I'd like to see it come back down to 2 and then popped up to 7. Now you've got yourself 350% gains.
It could at least get to 4 or 5.
Right.
0004 or 5.
Right. I don't mean to be greedy.
It just recently did. Yeah. But
yeah, so that doesn't actually look bad. It's for a triple aught stock under the 5, that has a lot of hope laying on it. That's about all you can really say, though. So let's.
Yeah, that's really. I mean, that's what we're looking at. So that's about it there.
Let me see what I got next. All right, we are going to look at MAPP, MAPT, Mapped Intelligence, another triple aught stock. This is 0006. She did a 20% gain today, just jumping from 5 to 6. She's on the pink tier and current. Only got one of those pieces of validated information. It's a big one, transfer agent verified. You ever check out what a transfer agent does? You'll realize how important that is. They're the ones that move the shares when you buy them. We are still working with real shares. We're doing digital purchasing, but there are actual shares that have to move. And they have to move those shares from one place to another, which is what you see over here. The DTC. These are shares moving. These are shares in the pipeline. They're actually moving. And if you don't have a transfer agent, your shares may get stuck. You may not actually have them. Though it says you have them, you may not. Yeah, that is a problem that actually occurs, believe it or not. So let's see what we got here. MAPP Intelligent. I think I had a real brief description of this company. MAPP Intelligent creates interactive, dynamic, digital floor plans that have a quick learning curve and were designed for non-technical users. We just looked, I'm forgetting the company. We just looked at a company a little while ago. There's other companies that are doing interior mapping, like Google does with the outside. Shows you how to get somewhere, shows you what buildings are on the corners, puts names on them, all that stuff. Shows you houses and residents. Well, they do that with offices and people and where certain equipment is and where a meeting's going to be. They do all of this, emergency exits, everything. So what was the relative volume around the company today? Boom! Special effects. We jumped from 20 million to 143 million. You're looking at over 700% increase in her relative volume. Share structure for the company, 792 million outstanding. Insiders got mere 86 million. We get all the rest, 700 million. Not a great float, but we'll live with it. Got no choice. See what we got here for, market cap. Whoa, look at that market cap. Market cap is $396,000. Thank God they're on the pink. That wouldn't cut it on the NASDAQ. You've got different companies have different market caps depending what sectors they're in. And they would get thrown down to the OTC being that bloody low. Financials, company making any money? Not quarterly or annually. Not quarterly. I was right. Little money in the bank, just $3,000. Thank God for those 3 zeros up there. Assets is only 239,000. Liabilities is about 4 times that, up at 1.4 million. So we're holding a bag here of 1.2 million in deficit. Disclosures for the company. We got a recent 10Q here, which just came out yesterday. If you're going to look up information on a company, do it in a 10Q. Forget Google. Google's going to send you to 32 different places, and you're going to get this piece and that piece, and who knows what you're missing. Just jump into a 10K or 10Q. They've got everything that the company's been doing since they were incorporated. Can it get any easier than that? Train yourself how to go to them. You're going to love yourself for it. Anything else here? No. So let's take a look at that news. I must have something pulled up here. That's old news. That was at the end of 2022. The company entered into an agreement with Axum Geospatial. And I'm sure they're still working with them, but there's no more news. I mean, that's it. That's why I highlighted it. There was nothing else here. And Axiom is a filming, three-dimensional holographic. I don't know exactly, but they film rooms so that you're actually going to be able to see stuff in the inside mapping. So kind of like Google Maps, you can get right down there on Street View and see everything. So they're going to have something like that working with this company. Did I find any other information we can share here? We're looking.
Was there anything that happened around June, specifically around June 16th or June 20th?
You were here. Let me check that here in just a second. Looking at the filings, I did find a bunch of them about meetings. And I only jump into these because they vote on things that matter. And they vote on things that don't necessarily happen now. And that's what's happened. I jumped into this one that came out, it was just a couple months ago, July 6th. They had a voters meeting and they voted for a reverse split of 1 in 600 and approved it. And it was a very close call, 218 million to 207 million. And we had 10 million votes abstain. Boy, that would have been so bloody close, right down the freaking middle. But anyways, this is at the discretion, right there, at the discretion of the board of directors. So they haven't done it yet. I was looking around. I looked at the chart, even seeing if there was maybe an adjustment to the chart. I didn't see it done yet. So that is sitting on the table. Anytime they want to do it, they are not going to give you a news press or even a warning. You might get an activated filing if you go over to FINRA. You might find it there the day before, but there it is. So you've been told they are going to be doing this. All right. Now you said June is what you were looking at?
Yep.
Well, we're right here. June what?
16th.
Yeah, we got an 8K on that day. Boom. Let's see if it's good news or bad news. Material, definitive agreement. I just open these up, folks, and read that. If I see that sentence, I put on the brakes and I read the first paragraph. If I don't see anything interesting there, I normally move on. That's what you got to do as a day trader. You got to bounce. As previously to close, MAPP Intelligent entered into agreements creating convertible promissory notes. We get any prices here? Any big money? Surrender some notes, a conversion of notes. I'd have to dive into this deeper. So they've had a conversion of convertible notes. And obviously, well, I don't know what the chart looks like. If it took a drop, it was bad news. Probably. If it took a jump, it was probably good news. I can't tell just by glancing at that right there, but that's all I see. We can go ahead and take a look at that chart now, too, so you can quit teasing me. It's what
Sure. This was the day I was talking about. That's why I pointed it out, because there was huge spike in volume, and it opened at around 0003 and then closed at like 0006, but was a high of 0007. So that's quite a bit. It's like
over 100%. Yeah.
Yeah, 0003 to 0006 or 7, so over 100%. And then it continued to run the next trading day, which would have been the Tuesday, because I think that was Juneteenth, was that Monday. So it continued to run on Tuesday, that next Tuesday, and then just came right back down to the floor at 0002 and kind of hung out here the rest of the fall season. And then this is what's happening the last few days right here. instead of the
Strong.
4 hour.
Looking nice. It is a beautiful breakout. 4 hour. She's how close is she to that big jump you just had there, that 007? She just underneath it? Or that
Say what now?
that big jump that we just broke the 200 on the daily. Are we hitting that high there? Is that what that's? Oh, we broke it. We're way past that.
Yeah, way above it.
Whoa.
Yeah, like it was support and it just keeps on going.
Yeah, this is definitely one for the watch list. She's doing beautiful breakouts. You're going to be looking for dips now because some of the look, once we get out of this market, we don't know how long the economics are going to be, market sentiment's going to be. Sooner or later, though, things are going to change. People are going to start coming back into the market. Volume's going to start picking up. The economy's going to get a little better, and everything's going to start to grow off of the floor. It's not going to keep coming back down here. So, you got to keep your eye out for runs like this because we never know when the bottom hit. So this is looking nice. I do like it, and I do like all the stuff that they're doing. Inside maps, I think, are going to be big. I think every mall will have them. Every hospital will have them. I think they're going to be, you go to amusement parks, right? You're going to know everything. I think it's going to be big business. And the chart's looking nice.
Not bad. That's about it, though.
Another flag, huh?
Yep.
Coming down to that support to bounce. That's what we're looking for. You see a rocket stock, you just wait for those bounces, and you can see every time she jumped, she came down to that support, jumped, came down to that support. I'd be looking at this as a buying opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
If you like to buy the dips. Buy the dips and ride the rips. You got me set up for another one.
You are ready.
MBOT. This is Microbot Medical. $2.05. She finished that today. What kind of perfectly captured picture is that? Get out of there. Lube. I don't pick the pictures here, folks. I do on my videos, not here. We are at 55% gains today. That's a huge jump. She's on the NASDAQ. Let's see here. We'll get a little description first. Can we do that? Not there. We'll get a description here in a minute, but chances are it has to do with small devices in the medical sector, I'm going to guess. Share structure for the company. No. Relative volume. Oh my God, they must have had good news today. Look at that explosion from 60,000 shares to 45 million shares. You're looking at, oh my God, 175, what is that, 70 times her normal volume? Something like that. Could even be more, but it's huge. By golly, I can't wait to see what the catalyst is. We got a great share count here. I don't know what the float is, but we're near 10 million outstanding, 11.7. Float's going to be under 11 million. So we've got ourselves a low float. I'm willing to call it that. Financials for MBOT, nothing annually, nothing quarterly. With a cool name like that, they got no money coming in yet. Cash in the bank, we got 1.3 million. Sorry, got to remember where I'm at. Total assets, 8.8 million. Less liabilities, 1.5. Woo! We got positive stockholder equity of 7.3 million. Now, just to give you an idea what you can use that number for, use it by figuring out what the price should be. A guesstimate, an estimate. Take the share count. What do we have here? About 11 million. You take 11 million and you divide it into that number right there. 11 million shares divided by the dollars will tell you what the price should be. And that's going to come close to what? I don't know. I'll let you do the math and have some fun with that. Let's see if I pulled anything up here. All right, we've got lots of news. And let me see if I can catch up here. This is all about, yes, they've got this one product, the Liberty, the GLP Liberty, and they're doing lots of things with it. They registered a trademark with the U.S. Patent Office. They have completed integral part of the verification validation process. The company and Corewell Health forged collaboration to establish the Liberty. They advanced the Liberty robotic system into pivotal clinical trials, and that's what a lot of this was preparing for, getting ready for the preclinical trials. And the news that came out today, They say the results of the GLP pivotal preclinical study where all study objectives were met. Now, I have not dove into this, so I don't know what it is, but obviously it's good news, obviously. So you want to dive into that and see what's going on. I do believe that was it. Was there anything over here? Did I grab anything up? Well, I put it there for a reason. Let's see. That has to do with the news, right? I think these are all news presses. Yeah, see, sometimes you'll actually find a news in a filing that they never ever released, at least not here at the OTC. You'll find it out there on the internet, but it'll be inside here as well, which can be a little confusing, if not aggravating. All right, that looks like all the information. We found the catalyst. We know why she's running. Let's see what that chart looks like and see if she looks like she's going to continue to run.
Okay, make sure I got the right one up. Okay, so this is the daily chart. This is what happened today, which is really interesting.
She filled the gap.
Yeah, and it closed exactly on the 200 on the daily chart.
I like that.
Yeah, exactly. And then it's running in after hours, so it's actually moving up in after hours market. But it did get a high of like 223 today. But I don't know. Did you happen to see anything from like this past May? That was a crazy run from about 115 all the way up to $4.
I'll check it out while you check out the trading
that is
charts.
Pretty cool.
See what I can find for you.
Because that was even, I mean, that like tripled the volume up that day.
What do you look like for the 15-minute?
Yeah, that was
15.
Here's the 15-minute.
Oh, she's just started.
Yeah, it just got started.
Yeah, she's ripping right now. You know.
Yeah, now this is headed up.
June. You said June?
Yeah. Or May. Because look at this. This is a crazy candle.
June 16th?
May 22nd.
22nd. All right. One more pop. Yeah, I
mean, they had an earnings, but it was a few days before, so it didn't really. I don't know if that was it or not.
European Invention issued a press release. Yeah, we got a press release inside a filing. Let's see what they say here. By golly, where is it? They've got a lot of information here. Wow, this is a big one. Microbot Medical achieved 100% success rate for Liberty in extensive preclinical animal study performed by leading European physicians. So I think we're with people now. So that was with animals. So 100% efficacy. That's what got it running. She's got good catalysts and she responds to them. Can't hear anybody.
I'm here.
Okay, I thought it was me. I'm down.
I was responding on the chat while you were looking.
Very good. Yeah, I like that. The lower chart looks like she's now you're back on the day again. And us day traders, we like them 5 minute, 15 minute.
Here, 5 minute. 5 minute. Here you go. 5 minute. 5 minute.
Yeah, I know you investors, you people that treat these blue chip stocks.
Well, I just like to start with that because I like to see what happened in the past.
But I only look at the horizon for a brief second. Then I look overhead because day traders, we live on the 5 minute and 15 minute charts. But you're right. We do got to look at that overall trend. You want to know if she's changed her mind, if she's doing something different, and you darn sure can't do it following her butt. So, well, you can tell she's doing something different there in a full-fledged way.
Yeah,
I'm liking this stock. I think what I haven't dove into it, but I like the way the people respond to it. The people that are invested in this company, when good news comes out, they let you know it. No slowing down. So I would put this on my watch list, and I'm going to dive into that news press and see exactly why they're so excited.
Yeah, in pre-market hours, it jumped all the way up to 222.
Which is virtually where it hit today, just before the day.
Yeah, it even went above that. And now it's just on a pullback. This looks great.
And you know, one of the rules that I was taught a long time ago, when you're trading a stock and you see it run pre-market and then fall, and you see it start climbing, when do you enter? I was taught to enter it when it breaks the high of pre-market. That's when you can be assured she has a stronger chance of running even more. Well, if she just hit the high at the end of the day, I'd be watching this stock tomorrow.
Mhm. Yeah, it did. Definitely.
Yeah, that's a bit of a
223.
temptation there, taking a dip
Couple
and going
cents
up.
more, yep.
I like it.
Yeah.
All right, it's 5 o'clock, but that don't deter me none. I've got a full head of steam going here. So we're going to jump on into Velmore's Himalaya Technologies. You were thinking we weren't going to get to it, weren't you, Velmore? No, I wouldn't do that to you. Himalaya Technologies finished today at, ooh, you brought us a double OT instead of a triple. 0021, 5% gains today. She's on the pink. She's current. She's got the transfer agent verified. We don't have that verified profile. We would like to see it. They say she's a shell risk. You can't always trust that that's accurate. This means that they're in business, but they're not reporting any revenues. So since they brought that up, let's just jump over and see if there's any revenues. We got nothing annually. We got nothing quarterly. Since we're here, we'll just take a look at the balance sheet. They got nothing in the bank. We don't like to see that. Total assets, 35,000. Total liabilities, okay. Well, no, it is 1.1 billion. So we got 1.1, not billion, million. Big difference, huge difference. 1.1 million deficit that we're holding with this company. So let's see what we got for a description of the company. Do I have it already highlighted over here? I don't. So what do they say? Well, all right. I remember reading this. Here they tell us they're involved with oil and gas, but here they're talking about Homeland Resources. Up here, we're talking Himalaya Technologies. So I'm not quite sure that is even got anything to do with this company. So I was looking for a description of what this company does, and I really got confused when I just looked at the most recent news. We've got 3 pieces here, all came out since November. The company launches in-food technologies to feed the world with vertical farming. This is with hydroponics. They're growing food in water. You save yourself it uses 6 times less water growing in water than it does if you watered your plant. And they say they're producing 8 times as much food. That's huge. But then look at the next pursuit. Himalaya Technologies pursues specialty contractor and construction acquisitions in Southeast United States. I did jump into this one because I was just trying to get a description of the company. They are working with home improvement and community improvements of all sorts, from little to big. They've got some things going on down there. And then the most recent piece of news, Himalaya Technology to enter cryptocurrency market. I have no idea what that is. All I see is they're involved in a lot of different things right now, and I would have to do some more due diligence to find out exactly what they're doing. Taking a look at the relative volume for the company. Well, we doubled. We went from about 5.8 to 10.5 million today. Share structure for Himalaya. Outstanding share count is about 233 million. Insiders have got about 19 million of those. We get all the rest, about 214 million, if all of these numbers are correct. Market cap is real low. We're down here at just under 500,000. Is there any disclosures that I may have missed? We got a Form 4 amended here. Unless it has a P or an S, I'm not interested, and I'm not interested. I mean, there could be something of interest there, but just looking at it real briefly and quickly, nothing. Well, this is just 2 days ago, an 8K. What the heck is this? Well, this is a bit different. Other events. Default judgment. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is this the one? Yes. Oh, all right, folks. I did look at this one the other day, and there was a lot of big news. Big news. And you can do some more investigation here, but I found a couple sentences here to break it down. This is in their most recent 8K, the one I was just about ready to open up. There's a lot of information here, but look at these big lines. On December 20th of this year, the CEO was notified that he won a default judgment. He went to court for something for $58 million. Then, and this was against net savings. Now, I don't know the intricacies here, folks, but I do know that Mr. Grover, who is our controlling shareholder, has agreed to enforce the judgment and seek control of the defendant's public company's net savings link, that's ticker NSAV, as well as China Food and Beverage, ticker CHIF. So not only is he taking the money, he wants to take their businesses as well. I don't know what's going on here, but I can tell you it's probably no pump and dump. When people get angry, you can pretty much count on whatever actions are happening as sincere. Sounds like a hostile takeover, the most hostile. So you're going to want to do some digging into that. Now, I don't know. It seems to me there was something else here about the shares that this guy owns, some preferred stock. I thought maybe he had deleted some of his preferred B, but I may be getting him confused with someone else. But there is a lot of information here. I'm showing you right here. You can come back and read this. It's inside the 8KA. It's going to be inside the 8K as well. So this is where you can do your research. So there is some huge catalyst going on here, and I'm not quite sure how it plays out for the investors. I know Mr. Grover just got him $57 million, but what's that to the shareholders? And I know he's after the companies, but what's that to the shareholders? Would we get shares in those companies? I don't know. Some more research is definitely needed, considering that he's got a lot of money that is in his control now. Was there anything we did not cover? We got that. We looked at the relative volume. We looked at the financials. Yeah. Nothing. And it was a nothing. Yeah, we did. I remember the nothings. So let's take a look at the chart for HMLA, Himalaya Technologies.
Okay, so we've looked at this a couple of times. Yeah, so all these lines had already been drawn. We looked at it on the 28th of September and a couple weeks ago on the 14th of December. So these couple of days. It's the daily chart. So here's that day.
So that finally did something.
Say what?
I said it finally did something.
It finally did something, yes. So we were saying it's still below this 200. It was hitting resistance at this 0012.
Yeah.
This was the day we looked at it, the very next day, and we just, keep hitting this. And it just completely exploded all the way up to 0038 2 days in a row. Today it, got back down. Opened at 0022 and closed at 0019. So kind of down today a little bit, but it did move. So let's look down at like the 4 hour. So that's what we had, just a complete.
So it's funny that they've had those two big pieces of news and it really didn't move. But as soon as they mentioned the cryptocurrency market, that piece of news got it ripping. It came out on the 26th.
Yeah, so I mean, that's why.
Now, what I'm worried about, they've got 233 million shares. When I see these stocks that have been down for a long time start to break out and get over a penny, this is when a lot of reverse splits happen. So you may want to go through and see if they've ever voted on a reverse split, see if it's been approved for whenever they want to use it. You got to watch out for these things, folks. You don't want to get into a stock thinking one thing, make the right move, and then they pull the rug out from under you with the reverse split. And then it runs, but you don't have the potential because you don't have the shares anymore.
Yeah, but be careful because these resistance lines down here were like 001, 0012. We're at 002 now. So if you get in this and it happens to come back down to some of these support lines that we drew from before, that's 50% of your investment is just gone. So careful with that one.
Yeah.
Like jump like this, like it could.
Yeah, that's the other thing. I tell you, these are great to get into. 001. As soon as it goes up, you got 100% gains. Well, it works the other way too. As soon as you fall, 50% down, and it's like what a dumb thing to do. So you can't panic. You can't panic. And that's why you never buy everything at once. Anything
Right.
can fall. So, leave yourself headroom to take advantage of a sale and be able to buy more. Just because toilet paper went down to $1 doesn't mean it can't fall to 80 cents or 50 cents. Leave yourself some room. You may be able to buy more cheaper, and you're going to need it.
Right. Maybe start out with 25% of what you would, put in, or whatever number you're comfortable with, and build it up instead of just going all in thinking, oh, I'm going to make 100% gains in 15 minutes. I mean, yeah, you
A
could,
lot of
but
people
you
I
could
know
also.
buy in, and when it falls, they buy more. It falls again, they buy more. Then when it comes up, their very last buy is pretty much where their first buy was, because it's come back up. And the price is better because they bought cheaper and they start to run. And that's what I like to do, because you buy everything at once. You're only happy when the stock's going one way. And it's not only going to go one way. So you're always going to be freaking out when it starts to fall. But if you're waiting for a buy opportunity, you get a different feel. Come on, baby, just a little more and I'll buy some more. It's a whole different game. You're playing in it now. You're not being swallowed up by it. God, what a rip.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect dip. That's a nice, healthy dip halfway down. I would be watching this stock. Absolutely. Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. She came down a little lower than I like, but she didn't come all the way back down. So,
maybe about halfway.
yep. I don't know if she's a buy point yet. I do want validation. I'm not just buying it because it dipped. She's starting to bounce right now, but that sideways activity, she could dip down to the 50.
Good. Yeah. So that's the 1 hour.
How's the
And we're
5 days?
still on HMLA, by the way.
Right. And the 5 minute?
5
She's
minute?
going sideways now. Yeah. Oh, but she's sitting on that 200. She took that rubber ball bounce underneath, came back up, and she settled, which is what you do before you start to climb. You go up, you come down, you find your support, whether it be an SMA or a line, and you then push like a diving board off of it. So that right there does look like we should be watching it tomorrow morning, because she's in place right now.
Yeah.
Well, we can squeeze in another stock here. We've got a few up there on the board. Who did I see here was next? I do want to keep you in line here. I hope you can do ABQQ. Fair to the moon, ABQQ. I've had a few people ask me about this one. Let's get over there. ABQQ. Let me see. Let my mind catch up with what we were looking at here. ABQQ is AB International Group. 0029 she finished at. About 4% gains on the pink tier current. She's got a transfer agent, but no verified profile. Oh, yes. It's all coming back to me now. AB International Group is an intellectual property and movie investment firm. They say they're here in New York, but when you look at where they're doing all of their business, let me see. I think we can probably go over to their website. Let's see if they show it. They're doing all of their business over in China. And if I remember correctly, they're working with a movie that Taylor Swift is in. Let's see here. God bless it. I don't see it anywhere here. Announced movie on the way. Warner Brothers distributing United Basic Agreement. They're working with NFTs with movies, and I swear to you, they are now working in it with a movie with Taylor Swift in it. They're promoting this over in the China area. I don't know if it's China or Asia, and they're creating NFTs to sell behind the movie, which is really what NFTs are all about, as collector items for sporting events, concerts, movies, anything that people wanted to collect. What was the relative volume around the company today? She dropped a little bit from 113 million over the last 30 days, averaged out to 86 million. Share structure for the company. Well, they got a lot of shares authorized, about 10 billion. They got 1/4 of those on the market, 2.5 billion. Sorry. We get 2.2 billion of them. We got a lot of shares. Financials for the company. Well, the revenues is kicked up over the year from 115,000 to almost 3 million, but they're not making any profit doing that. Looking at the quarterlies, we're still not making any profit, but the revenues fell and they're increasing. They're up and down right now. Balance sheet, not much in the bank, about 134,000, 3.2 million in assets, only 1.7 in liabilities. So we are holding a little bit of equity in the company, 1.5 million. See if we have, well, no, I don't have anything set up here because this is hot charting this one. All right, we've got some Form 4s here. Quickly jumping in, we can see right there, we've got a P. This is the Chief Executive Officer. He just bought 7.5 million shares at 2 cents. That gives him 440 million shares. This one here is another purchase. This is the CEO. 43 million shares at 0016. Let's make sure this isn't all the same guy just taking all of them. CEO again, 151 million shares. He bought these at the best buy price. All of these have already doubled in value for him. 001. Has anybody been keeping tabs on how many that is? And then a D. I don't know what the D stands for, but it's not purchase and it's not sell, so I'm really not interested in it. So we've got 151 million. That gives us 194. That gives us, it looks like we're virtually 200 million, folks. Looks like he was after 200 million shares that the CEO just bought of this company. And as I said, they're doing something right now with the movie. You've got to do some research. Maybe, let me see here real quick. I get the feeling I may have seen this over here. In my mind, I see pictures, and I can't imagine where else I would see the pictures, if not at their website. Here, just give me their website. Is that it? ABBQ. ABQQ, right? There we go. Ha ha. Person of the year. We are lucky. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Where's that? China Film Group distribution. Alibaba assists in promoting. Oh, goodness gracious. I didn't know Alibaba was involved. You know who Alibaba is, right? They're huge.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't know that they were in entertainment. But I'm sure that big company does a lot more than just sell goods online, which is where most of us became familiar with them. So I guess, Taylor Swift is in a movie, and there's the information. You can come over here and probably get more. This is what's really got it moving right now. And maybe this is why the CEO is investing in it, because he knows this is going to be hot over there. He may be the guy you want to follow. So let's take a look at the chart for ABQQ.
Okay. Let me see.
Nice segue.
I know. I got it.
I just throw it on her.
I got it. We looked at this on.
I'm not looking. Right in the head.
We looked at this on October 26th, which was right here. It was kind of stuck, but it had, gotten a lot of volume for whatever reason at the time.
Good time.
And it just kind of hung out there, came up to this resistance that I had drawn out, and then just completely blew past it.
Yes.
Came back down to, confirm and exploded. Now it reached a high of 0035. When we looked at it last, it was at 0005. Now it's at 0029.
It's 500% gains.
Yeah, since the last time we looked at it.
And we looked at it at a good time. We probably said, put this on your watch list. She's got things going on. And if you had it on your watch list, you probably got into that at some point in that run, hopefully. I didn't. Wow. That is pretty. And the SMAs are looking gorgeous now.
Definitely. Yeah, and at the time, I remember it was in between all of them. It had crossed over, still had remained, and it never crossed back under the 9. That's what I'm looking at right now.
Right.
So they have stayed the same way. That's really good. Actually, this one crossed over. That's good too.
Now, what's our shorter time frames look like on this?
Let's see. Let's look at 4 hour first. Oh, that's where.
Oh, yeah, bouncing off the strong SMA. Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. And she's gotten over the weak SMA.
Oh, look at the 1 hour.
Yeah. Oh, I see the dragon there. The flying dragon. Look at that red
Yeah.
eyes. That thing is soaring. Yeah, I'm liking this one. It looks a lot better. I mean, it really looks good all around, but it looks like you missed a train when you look at the big chart. Looks like, oh, that's already gone. We've missed it. But actually,
Not really. Yeah. When you, yeah,
no,
you have to go to all the time frames or the main ones. You
all the
keep
time.
dropping
I like
down.
that.
Mm-hmm. So here's what the 15-minute looked like during the day today. I think
Right at the
here.
end of the day, she came down for that tap and test.
Yeah. So it was more, let's see, what time? Yeah, so at market open and stuff, it had quite a bit of volume here. And just kind of mainly sideways today, but I mean, let's go back up here. But overall green. I mean, we did come back down, hit this. This is the 21. And come back. I like this one a lot. Since we looked at it, wow, that is crazy.
We've looked at a couple that have taken off, and this one,
Yep.
the time
I
we
thought
looked
that
at it,
sounded
I mean,
familiar.
when we say put it on your watch list, I know it sounds like goodbye, have a nice day. Everybody
Yeah, like
says,
keep an eye on it.
yeah, but we're telling you, well, there's really nothing here. It is just our opinion, but we're not just saying watch every stock. If a stock has nothing going for it, we got stocks to watch. I mean, you don't need a long list that you got to scroll through. You do want to keep your list short and hot. So this stock, this was one to put on your watch list, and it still deserves to be on your watch list. And I got to be honest, I've had a lot of people asking me to look at this stock. Absolutely. And I think maybe I got reason to now. It's not that I didn't before, obviously. All right, folks, we are at 5:22. I appreciate you hanging with us. We've been trying to stretch these out a little bit more. I think we're doing a few more stocks. I hope we're giving you some good information. I got to give Taylor a little more heads up when I throw these charts at her. I know she's talking to you folks. She's taking care of a lot of background stuff for me. And I don't even have a little light I can turn on. 5-second warning. Get ready. We're going on. No, I don't do that to her. So thanks, Taylor. I am abrupt. I know that. Folks, we appreciate you being here. If I didn't get to your stock, I am sorry, but we only do have so much time. AWIN, yeah, they're taking that $1 million air motorcycle and they're bringing it down to a little smaller size and shape for $750 million and trying to get it here in America. Hopefully they're going to get somewhere with that. AWIN didn't run with other Bitcoin companies. AWIN, Bitcoin. You sure you got your ticker right there? AWIN is that SPAC that got with the air motorcycle company, right? Or am I wrong? We're going to check that out. Sure. PAGS and Dish. I'm not sure about PAGS, but we know what Dish is all about. I haven't checked back with them since they did that merger with someone refresh my memory. The orbiting one, the other billionaire's company. Anyways, I still expect that to grow. I don't know if it's taking a dip. Wow, look at all these. We're going to have lots to talk about when you people go, folks. I see Jimmy Jean got here. Thank you, Jimmy. Michael Anthony, Mac Attack, Gregory Batts. I appreciate you coming, folks. Honestly, I may not get to your stocks, but without you being here, it just isn't fun. Honestly, you make this fun. I hope I make it worth your while. Me and Taylor, we'll see you next year, right? I know it's an old joke, but it is the truth. We'll see you next year, next Thursday, 4:00 Eastern Standard Time. See you guys.
Bye.
I need to hit the button.